Royal Champion Charge Mass Dragons is the strongest attack strategy at Town Hall 16. You can use it in the regular mode of the game, hard mode, and you can even use it to 3-star Town Hall 17s. Here's the army comp we're going to be using in today's video. You can see the hero equipment and the troops. The Yeti CC I will explain later because there's a few different ways you can do that. And in case you're curious, we're running a level 23 Electro Boots here. You can obviously get it all the way up to max, I'm pretty sure, at Town Hall 16, but you don't need it max to get 3 stars. Now let's talk about the timing of your invis spells, because obviously you're bringing the fox as well, which means you can use basically half the invis spells as long as it's alive. And my philosophy is simple. You want the troops to just take the tiniest bit of damage. So you see here, the Royal Champion takes 1 shot, but that's it. You're going to take 1 shot either side because the invis spell isn't quite long enough in duration to handle the cooldown of the fox. That's what it is. So you're often going to get shot either times, but just getting a little bit of damage, that's fine. If you put your invis down too early, then you're going to take way too much damage on either side of the invis, and that is an even bigger problem than just taking a little bit on both sides. So the Royal Champion's gone down here. Now in this one, I could have redirected my Royal Champion to the core really easily here, but that's not what I wanted to show you guys in this attack. I wanted to show you guys that this army is so simple that you don't really even need to overthink it. You can still get 3 stars. So the Royal Champion coming up through. I've still got my Fox. I still have 5 invis spells left after this. And this is where this army is completely ridiculous. I'm just going to keep on invising and doing my thing. The CC comes out. You've got 4 archers in this army. Use the archers to pull the CC away so that your Royal Champion can still get value. And look at this. We've done a whole lap of the base. But you might be thinking, well, there is a lot of high value targets in the middle up, but we've done such a good funnel, trust me, it's not really going to matter. Now the next thing, once you've done your Royal Champion charges, you got to figure out what you want to do with this giant arrow. And for me, I want to get rid of at least 2 of these targets you see here, because obviously they're the major anti-drag targets. So I put my Archer Queen there, wait a second, and beautiful. Now it's just the core of the base, and this here is why I bring the Yetis in the CC. At Town Hall 17, there is no real Town Hall poison effect, right? So you don't need to blimp the Town Hall even if you don't get the Town Hall down. It doesn't really matter. At Town Hall 16, if you don't get that Town Hall down with your Royal Champion charge, you do want to blimp it. So if you get the Town Hall down, use the with your Royal Champion charge, use the Rage with the Royal Champion and the Haste Vial because they get insane value together. You'll see that in the next attack. But if you don't get the Town Hall down, then you need to save the Blimp and the Rage spell for your Yetis to get the Town Hall down. And have a look. We just go through this center compartment like it's nothing because the Royal Champion set an unbelievably good funnel. And now we're just doing cleanup around the edge of the base. Now, in terms of attacks where you don't need to bring a CC, this one's okay for it. Because some of the time you won't need your CC troops. You will often need your CC spells though. Probably one of the weaknesses of this attack strategy, but it will 3-star bases left, right, and center, and that's what we want, right? What you will see in these next 3 attacks is the biggest weakness of this army is time. This attack, I think, was 2 minutes 53, so you do always need to be hyper aware of the clock, particularly if your Fox lives for a long time, because then your Royal Champion charge is going to go significantly longer. However, that is not what happens here. The Fox is a stupid pet. Some of the time will path in the most completely erratic and nonsensical ways, and you can see here, I get no value from the Fox. So the Fox is a little dicey some of the time when you use this attack strategy, but as you saw in the last attack, if you can keep it alive for a long time, you're just going to get insane value. Now, I used the Rage spell with the Haste Vial here because I know I'm going to get the Town Hall down and I'm not going to use the Blimp with this army. Instead, we're going to come in with the Siege Barracks. Unfortunately, though, the Royal Champion's going to get stuck in this Town Hall poison effect and I'm not going to waste invis spells here, so I just let the Royal Champion go down. Now, as you can see here, we've got a very awkward funnel set up from what we've had. So how are we going to go about this? Well, yet again, the first thing you need to think about is your giant arrow. Have a look at the insane giant arrow value we're going to get here. We get 2 air defenses and a sweeper. Then we're going to use the Siege Barracks with the Queen. The funnel is going to be so much better by using them together. Obviously, if you have to use the Blimp, use the Blimp. If not, the siege barracks. Those are really your 2 siege machines for this army. Then we got the dragons coming in on the bottom, and essentially they're going to come and deal with a lot of the major targets here. This rage tower is a nuisance. You do really need to use your warden ability in the highest DPS area of the base, particularly when you don't need to get a blimp in the warden ability. So obviously the defending heroes are over here, the defending rage towers over here, so we use our warden ability to negate that. If we came in from the other side of the base, when would you use your warden ability that would get insane value? And because if you don't use it when you're negating a lot of damage, then when I get to that rage tower and the defending heroes on the back end of the base, my dragons are going to get wrecked. Because you have to keep in mind, there is no rage gem with this army, as my minion prince wastes his ability. That was a little unlucky. He pulled a seeking air mine. There is no rage gem with this army. There's no rage spell for the dragons in this army at all. It's either for the royal champion or the yetis in your blimp. So you do need to keep that in mind. We need to funnel them in, and they've done a pretty good job here. Unfortunately, a lot of them are now on the outside of the base, but that's because I invis to just make sure the monolith went down. But yeah, you just need to keep in mind of where the damage on the base is and where the sweepers are facing. And thankfully, we got rid of the sweeper with the giant arrow ability there. And as you can see, we're going to overwhelm the base. We do know it gets down to the last 7 seconds. Now, in 7 seconds, you can take down a lot of buildings, particularly when this many dragons and troops are left up. But you just need to keep in mind, you don't ever want to start your dragons later than 1 minute 40 is really the time. If your royal champion charge goes super long, then you're just going to have to learn how to do your dragons and the end of your RC charge at the same time. But what about in hard mode? Because if the army just 3 stars in the regular version of the game, sure, that is impressive. But how good is it when the bases are even harder? Now, obviously, I know a lot of you don't play in hard mode, but this is just meant to be basically a test to show you how strong this attack strategy is. That it's not just gonna 3-star, you know, maxed out Town Hall 16 bases. It can 3-star bases that do more damage. And in the next attack, I'm gonna hit a Town Hall 17, not fully maxed out, but pretty close to maxed out, and still get 3 stars in the end. So the Royal Champion charge coming in here. You see, we pull the ice golems out, then we pull them away immediately. Now, there is a furnace in the defensive CC. Every CC in this video had 2 ice golems and a furnace. If you haven't seen how insane a furnace is on defense, man, it is ridiculous. Super duper strong. Now, I get a little lucky there because the fox makes the royal champion invisible even though it goes down. We use the haste vial and the rage spell together to get through the town hall. Unfortunately, the royal champion goes out of the rage spell, so I really didn't get that much value from that. And honestly, I kind of make a meal out of these last few invis here because I was kind of starting to think about where I wanted to start my dragons. So we got the royal champion doing her best. She will get rid of the scatter. And then I was just trying to get rid of the expo as well. Yeah, I don't really know what I was doing here. This was a bit of a mess. Would have been nice to get rid of the air defense, but not quite. So we finished that. We got a baby dragon on the top side setting a kind of funnel. We got the archer queen. I wish I got rid of that second air defense, but I'm a noob. Archer queen with the siege barracks. However, keep in mind, in hard mode, all your equipment levels are lower, so I wouldn't have been able to get rid of this air defense anyway. Actually, it looks like it's low HP. I would have been able to. Alright, let's go back to the main attack. And what you're going to find on bases like this, where there is a super wide funnel, is the attack looks like it's going really bad early on, because all the troops are super spread out. Look at them. They are all spread throughout the base, but it's going to work out in the end. I popped that minion prince ability, not just so it hits some of the defenses in the rage tower, but I was also pretty confident there was going to be seeking air bombs in the middle of the base, and you actually saw one of the seeking air bombs was pulled by the henchman there. We've got heaps of drags on the bottom side. Now, the yetis aren't as good as the super minions when you use the siege barracks. Obviously, super minions are useless if you blimp the town hall without an invis spell, so we do need the yetis for that. But you're going to see the yetis here do actually get some nice value on the outside of the base anyway. They're not completely wasted. Super minions better, but not by a whole lot. Then we got the defensive archer queen, and look at this. We have so many dragons still up. Yet again, super close on time. I think I got this with 6 or 7 seconds left to go. But as long as you're aware of time and you place your cleanup down well and don't start your dragons too late, you will get 3-star attacks. RC Charge Mass Dragons is so strong that as a Town Hall 16, you can 3-star Town Hall 17. So we're starting the Royal Champion Charge on the top side here, and the rules are still the exact same as if you're attacking a Town Hall 16. That Town Hall is our major target, we want to place the invis spell, so the Royal Champion takes a little bit of damage either side, but not a major amount of damage because of the cooldown. And we're going to go in and get the Town Hall. We use the Rage spell and the Haste Vial together because they kind of compound on each other and get some extra value. I was really worried about the Royal Champion here going outside of the invis, so bit bad timing on some of the invis spells there. I'm definitely placing them way early, but if you're panicking with your Royal Champion low health, then it's probably a smart thing to do. That was slightly too late there, but we have pulled out the CC, which is nice, and we invis that multi-archer tower because the aura is going to finish it off. Oh, I guess the Royal Champion does in the end. And as you can see, we've got in a solid chunk of base here. Obviously, we didn't take down the entire core of the base, but we got rid of the Town Hall, and that's really a good start. Now, as we've said, you don't really want to start your dragons any later than 1 minute 40. So you can see, I'm setting up the funnel on the right-hand side. I use the giant arrow on the bottom to get rid of those 2 air defenses, the siege barracks to help out the Archer Queen, and we place the mass dragon portion of this attack at 1 minute 40 left. So basically the last possible second, and I'm pretty sure I 3-starred this base with 2 seconds to go. Now this Town Hall 17 is not quite maxed out. It's pretty well leveled up, but it's not fully maxed out. But I still think it's a reasonable base layout, pretty close to max. It's pretty indicative of what you're going to see. Now you see this furnace in the center is being a massive pain. The furnace is your biggest enemy with this attack strategy because you don't have a poison spell. If you know there's a furnace on defense, so if you're doing say a war hit where there's multiple hits, so not the clan war leagues but the regular wars, I would bring a poison spell. The furnace is just too much of a pain. It took down so many of our dragons. Thankfully, the Dark Orb ability across the center of the base was insane, and that's why you have to run the Dark Orb with this attack strategy. In case you've forgotten what the hero equipment is, here it is. Beautifully done. We're not even using maxed out electro boots, which is crazy to think. I actually thought I might fail this when the minion prince went chasing after the defensive king for literally no good reason, the king being the best air defense in the game, but we still do clean it up. Look at this, we got the Yetis from the CC helping out the Archer Queen with a bunch of dragons on the outside of the base. You can see the healer puppet is just so good with this attack strategy. If you want to run the action figure, go for it, but I really like the giant arrow for removing air defenses and sweepers, and I like the healer puppet for just keeping the queen alive the entire battle. 3-star attack here on a higher Town Hall level with a solid base and pretty close to maxed out. I mean, you can't really ask much more for your best attack strategy at Town Hall 16. Now that we've sorted you out with offense at Town Hall 16, how about we help you out on defense as well? On the left here, I'm going to link a base video we did with the top 10 bases at Town Hall 16. We had a few bases for the Clan War League, for pushing, for Clan War, for farming, and for hybrid purposes in the game.